Welcome to the Stronger Leader Podcast, home of the hashtag Stronger Movement, where we explore the fascinating tapestry of human experience. I'm your host, Tony Cardello. Each episode, we'll sit down with a remarkable guest to dive into their unique journeys, from successful business leaders to individuals who have faced the darkest of times and emerged stronger, even from some of the inspiring youth of this emerging generation. We'll also cover essential topics on marriage, leadership, as well as spiritual, physical, and mental health, all in hopes to provide you with the tools and motivation to navigate your own life's challenges. Whether you're here to learn, grow, or simply be inspired, there's something for everyone. So get comfy, settle in, and join us as we embark upon this journey together. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button as well. Turn on the notifications so you'll know whenever we drop new content. All right, let's get started. Welcome to the Stronger Leader Podcast. It's your host, Tony Cardello. I'm here with some guests. These are some amazing women in my life. Alex Whitaker and Karen Graham. They are going to tell us a remarkable story of their survival and their journey with breast cancer in honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month in October, right?
Yes.
And we're going to go through that. Yeah. High five. High five over there.
Pay attention.
So it's funny, I don't even know if I'm going to use that intro. And I say that on every one of them, and I've used it so far on every one of them. So we'll see.
I think it was super fun.
It was good, right? All right, cool. Welcome to the show, ladies.
Thank you.
So these are very, for me, very informal. I want to dive into your guys' story, but this is your story. So no matter how I want this to flow, it doesn't really matter what I want. It's your story to share. And so however much you want to tell or not tell, if I get into a touchy subject or whatever that you don't really want to talk about, just move us right along. Remember, this is all recorded. It's nothing live, so we can edit later.
Yes,
We've got the power of editing. But I think the transparency and honesty is what people are looking for. And for me, my hope in this is that one person watches this show that may be going through it either as a family member that has somebody struggling, or as the person themselves going through it, and they find hope and some strength coming from you guys. So
And new friends.
And new friends. Yes. That's right. Absolutely. I think that we got to do this stuff together, right? Mm-hmm. So, all right. So let's get started first of all with who you guys are, where you're from, just a little bit of the personal backstory, where you grew up, and so on and so forth. Start with you, Alex, since you're right here to my right.
Okay. Hi, I'm Alex. I am 32. I live in Kansas City now, but I grew up in Orlando, Florida, and moved to Kansas City from New York City. And I still split my time between here and New York. So it's a crazy life, but that's a little bit about me. I'm a new mom. I just had my little boy. Next week will be 9 months.
Oh, that is so great.
That's so
excellent.
It's so crazy.
Welcome to parenthood.
Yeah. So far, so good. Yeah. I don't think I've messed anything up too much yet.
Yeah.
I had a doctor friend of mine tell me one time that he was a pediatrician. He said, Tone, they don't come with instructions, but they're pretty hard to break. So you'll be all right.
He's a tough little guy.
Yeah. Good.
That's awesome.
Good. Karen, how about you? Where'd you grow up? Where are you from?
Karen Graham. Born and raised Texas. Woo woo.
Yeah.
I've been here a little over 20 years. Met my husband. His job brought us here. I have 4 girls, 13, 15, 19, 21, 2 in college. I'm 47.
Hey.
But it's good.
Yeah.
Kids are good. All girls. They require a lot of Jesus and wine.
Yeah. I love, hey, Jesus turned the water into wine.
That's
so
what I say.
think
They're
it's-
like, Mom, why are you drinking wine? I'm like, because Jesus made it.
Yeah, a lot of it. In
It's
fact,
okay.
if I recall, like 4 or 5 big batches of it.
Yeah, and like your teenageness is a little much.
Yeah, I know that's right. Oh, that's great. Karen, I know you brought me the baby Jesuses. Thank you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, shout out Jesus.
Yay.
Everybody needs a little Jesus.
everybody needs a
Those
little
are
Jesus.
so cute.
So I know your religious, your spiritual
Absolutely.
background and what you do. Alex, I haven't had a chance to share with with what your beliefs are.
Yes, I grew up in the church. I grew up Methodist, and my husband is Catholic. So
I grew up Catholic.
we want to baptize our son in the Catholic Church. So
Cool.
we're working on that. There's
So have
there's a lot
you-
for me to learn.
Yeah, have you gone through the whole catechism, right? Isn't that what they call it?
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm starting.
So, because
My husband has. Yeah,
you'll have to
I'll
do
have
that,
to.
right? Okay, yeah, all right, got it. Remember
Yeah,
that.
Methodist. I grew up Methodist and then went to a non-denominational church when I lived in New York City called Hillsong. Everyone probably is familiar with it.
Of course, yeah. Carl Lentz.
Yes, yeah, I love Pastor Carl. Such a party, so much fun. And I mean, I love what they did, especially like bringing the church to New York. And I mean, it was great. I haven't really found that community here in Kansas City yet, though. So
Well, maybe we'll have to invite you to ours
yes,
one time.
yes, I'll come.
So a Catholic church, do you guys have a Catholic church picked out where you would adopt, where you baptize your son at?
No, so my husband's like the church he grew up in Boca. He's from Florida also. They're very, very close there, so we kind of want to go back
Oh,
there.
there. Okay. All right. Very good.
But that's a lot to figure out. He's 9 months old.
Yeah.
Like, we got to do this
Yeah.
eventually.
Right. Yeah,
He's going to get
exactly.
to an age where he doesn't want to be dunked. So, and he can't really be controlled much anymore. So,
Well,
gotta
very
do it
good. So tell me, did you guys get married in the Catholic Church?
no,
Oh, okay.
we didn't. My best friend married us.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That's probably a whole nother story, right?
Oh, yeah,
That's
it was
good.
great. It was fun.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
And Karen, you guys go to Life Church?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What service do you guys go to?
We're 11:30.
I am too. Why do we not see each other? We're front row and center. That's why.
Okay, I see y'all all the time
Yeah.
because you're front row. We are like middle row on the right, and I can always see y'all. And I say this because I'm a hands raiser, like some of my kids.
That's what I'm doing.
And then when I'm looking over, I'm like, oh, there's the Cardellos.
Yeah,
They're raising too.
I'm a
fellow
hand
hand
raiser.
racers.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's great. Well, okay, so both of you guys are cancer free,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And I was reading in your bio 3 times,
No.
right? Is that what?
Triple. So I can explain.
Okay, yeah.
So I had triple positive breast cancer. That's probably what you saw.
Yes.
So that I'm sure you can talk about that too. But that is it's so confusing when you're diagnosed with cancer. I do not have a medical background. I am a publicist. So you become a medical expert quite quickly. And I thought that breast cancer was like other cancers where it's kind of like stage 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, tell me. Me
But
too.
there are so many different subsets within that. So with breast cancer specifically, and blind spot to other cancers, but they look at your hormone receptors in your tumor, and that kind of informs your treatment plan. So there's estrogen, progesterone, and HER2, which is kind of a hormone, not really. Again, not a doctor.
That's all right.
But you could your cancer basically could be responding to one of those, 2 of those, or all 3 of those, or none of those, which is called triple negative. But I was triple positive, which meant that my tumor was fueled by all 3 of those hormones.
So does that make it more aggressive? Does it
Yes.
metastasize faster?
It does make it more aggressive, but with research, and research has been funded so well in the past few years, triple positive went from being kind of one of the worst to have to being, I hate saying like the best to have, but one of the easiest to treat because they have targets. Whereas before they didn't really know how to target it. Now it's like, okay, we know exactly how to target 1, 2, and 3. So it's quite treatable now.
Now, Karen, how about yours?
Mine was HER2 negative, hormone positive, stage 1, like grade 3.
Same.
Let me think. But I wasn't all 3 positive. I
Yeah,
was just
the 2.
positive 2, negative on the other. Gosh, it's all such a blur now having to talk about the details of it, right? Yeah, I mean, when the doctor told me this is cancer right after an ultrasound, I was like, oh my gosh. And she said, if you're going to get one, this is the easiest one to take care of.
So
Which you can't hear when they're saying that. You're like,
Right, you don't wanna hear
no,
that.
I'm dying.
yeah,
Like,
you just heard I got cancer. I'm dying.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So talk about that. Like what's that immediate, obviously you're numb in that moment. What's the processing like? I couldn't even imagine.
I'm going to be completely honest. I said a cuss word and I don't cuss. And then I was like, just take them off. I say this. I have a big, strong background with breast cancer in that my grandma, my aunt, died of breast cancer. My cousin had it, and then her son had a hormone-related cancer. So I was sure that I had the BRCA gene, and so I've been trying to beat this since I was 30, or not beat it, but like be
Yeah.
ahead of it since I was 30. So I had 6 biopsies, lumpectomies between the age of 30 and 45. So
You were yeah.
I just was like, my grandma died around, let me think. It was somewhere 30s. I can't remember right now. But when she died, I was like, that's it. Like, I got to make sure that I don't get this. I've got all these daughters and yada yada. So I started mammograms. At that time, they were only supposed to be, or they were recommended at 40, but I started at 30. Anyways, when they do the lumpectomies or the biopsies, they drop a pin. So by the time I did my surgery, I had 6 pins, 3 in each, or 4 in this side, 2 in this side. So when she told me that's cancer, which is a whole other cool story, I'm totally happy to share. I was just like, get them off. Like, I don't need them. They fed my kids. Like, they're harming me. So yeah, I went straight to let's just do a mastectomy.
Got it. What about Alex? What's the initial diagnosis?
Yeah.
What? First of all, did you guys both find yours through just routine checkups or whatever, or was there something that led to it?
No. Well, it sounds like you were getting.
You were on. You were
you were
on
on
it.
I felt mine for probably 3 months. It was like a golf ball right here. And I knew it was there, but I had all these strips, and I was not going to stop living my life because I was like,
So
this is not
interesting. It
good.
was up higher. I always thought it would be like way more down in the fatty tissue.
Yeah, it was like literally. I say that because sometimes you'll see, if you ever see me, it's just because
Little PTSD. Kind of maybe.
not really that as much as I'm just like, it's not there, or it was there, or I don't know, maybe it's like a tender feeling to know, like to feel it and know that it's not there anymore. Yeah, so probably 3 months. Like I remember I had all these trips and I was like, well, I don't have time for cancer. I
got vacations to
I
do.
did. I honest to God kept that to myself. I didn't even tell John. Like I was like, hey, look, there's kind of a lump. He's like, that doesn't look good. I'm like, oh no, but I think it's fine.
I have PTO.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got
Like,
PTO.
I was like, I showed my mom and my sister. They're both nurses. They're like, that's not good. Go. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to bed. It's fine. I got like 3 more trips coming up.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, it was huge though. It was like, you could see the little spot up here.
Ooh.
So, yeah, my regularly scheduled mammogram was always in November. So I waited on that because I had trips and knowing it was not going to be good. I just knew.
Yeah.
And yeah, I
What
don't know.
was
Am I
it?
talking too much?
No, was that a part that, so, gosh, I can't even imagine how you would process, like, knowing that that's there and knowing how, like, fighting cancer, like, the whole thing is, like, catch it early. And here you are catching it, but you're prolonging it. Like, how goodness, how do you even process that? Like,
in my situation,
it's not cancer if they don't ever tell me.
Exactly. Right. That's what I think in my mind. I was just like, I can't do this.
Yeah.
I just knew in my gut that she was going to tell me this is bad, but I'm going to just wait till my mammogram and I'm going to let them tell me. So that's actually crazy part of the story is that went in for my mammogram and they ask you the questions, do you have any new lumps? Because they know my history. And I'm like, oh, no, I'm good. No.
Oh my gosh.
So go do the mammogram, go back. Stephanie is her name. She walks me back to the thing and says, all right, get changed. I'll come get you. So she walks back out there a few minutes later and she's like, all right, you're good. Everything looks good. Or no, hold on. This is when she was walking me to the room. So I'm changing out of the little gown thing and I put my clothes on and I literally felt God tap my shoulder and say, don't you leave here without telling them about that lump. Like I could cry.
Oh my gosh.
And I just remember having chills and being like, oh, why do you have to do that, God? Like, why? But yes, you're right. I get it. And so I would say in the whole rest of my stories with this, obedience has been the word that has been, which I'm from Texas. I'm a strong girl, independent, like obedient. No, but obedience to God has been the winner with this. So,
That's
sorry.
No, that's good. So, well, on that, so they would have missed it.
Yes, so they did. And so I walked back down the hall, found Stephanie, and I was like, hey, I lied. I have a lump.
I lied and you suck. You missed it.
And she was like, come in here. And so I pulled my shirt down and she was like, we need to do an ultrasound right now. And I'm like, okay, fine. Go do an ultrasound. It wasn't 5 minutes later, the doctor came in the room and she said, you have cancer.
Wow.
And that was it. I mean, and then it was fast forward to all the things. But
Oh my goodness.
So yours, Alex, what led to, was there any sort of symptoms, anything that led up to it?
So I'm kind of opposite in that I don't have any family history. I'm just the lucky one. But I don't have any family history of breast cancer. I was diagnosed when I was 24.
oh, wow.
So certainly was not on my radar. But
You were living your best life.
oh, I was
in New York.
definitely, yes, I was in New York living my best life.
Definitely got no time for
Yeah,
cancer
I don't
there.
have time for that. So I was wearing those like sticky bras, and I had worn one on New Year's. So this was 2018. I had worn one on New Year's, and then like MLK weekend, 2-3 weeks later, I was visiting some of my friends in Florida. Put one on again and felt the lump. Mine was like right here, and felt it just like slapping one of those on. And I thought like that's kind of weird, but I was going out on the town, so I didn't really think too much of it. And then the next morning, we're sitting in my friend's house for breakfast, and I remembered it. And I honestly thought like, oh, nothing. I'm gonna feel it again, and I'm just gonna have been crazy the night before. But felt it very clearly again. I had my friend who I was with, who's a nurse, feel it, and she was like, oh, it's probably just like fibroids, because you're 24, like it's probably that. And I called. I was in the process of moving from New York to Miami. I was going to do 1 year in Miami and then move back to New York. But spoiler alert, I moved to Kansas City instead.
Hey.
But yeah, so I was in the process of moving. So I went to a doctor that like I never seen before, but it was like that little voice in my head. Like I think it was God saying, "Don't let it go. You need to get this figured out. Like don't let it go. Get some answers." And I'm a very, I'm a tough girl, but I'm also kind of like, well, that's not my area of expertise. Like I'm not an expert. But something about it was I went to this doctor I'd never seen. She wanted to watch and wait. She just felt it, said like, let's watch and wait. And that little voice was like, I don't like that answer. So I actually pushed back and eventually got to the point where I said, I'm not leaving here until I have a script for more testing. And I didn't know what that was at that point. And she kind of was like, well, your insurance might not cover it. I'm blessed enough to be able to say, I don't care.
Yeah.
I'll figure it out. That's for me to figure out. Not really for you. Write me the script.
Yes.
And I think it was, like a week later I went and I got a mammogram, and then they said, okay, we need to give you an ultrasound. And I had my mom come with me, and I was sitting in that room forever. They did not come in quick for me. I was sitting in there forever. I literally took a nap. I was in there for so long. And, that's when my mom started freaking out because she's like, why is this taking so long? Yeah. And from there I got a biopsy. And then, I was diagnosed, I think they told me 24 hours later. And that same doctor who didn't want me to get the mammogram or the ultrasound called me and told me while I was driving a U-Haul to Miami. She said, hey, what are you doing? And I said, hey, I'm driving 90 miles an hour down I-4. She said, cool, you have cancer.
What?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Oh, wow.
It was insane. Absolutely. It's been almost 8 years, but every time I think back on it, I'm like, that is the most insane thing I've ever heard. Who does that?
Yeah, no kidding. Talk about
Needless to
bedside
say,
manners.
Right.
I did not say with that doctor.
Yeah.
But no, I think like my biggest thing that I always tell people is listen to that voice in your head.
Yeah.
Like I think it was God, like you. I usually would have just been like, okay, sure, watch and wait. Like that's your professional recommendation, doctor. Like let's go for it. But I'm so glad that I had that voice tell me no. Like you need to push. Because I hate to think where I would have been if it was watch and wait. 'Cause
Sure.
I was busy. I was 24. Like
Yeah.
who knows how long I would have waited.
Right.
Right.
It could have been 6 months. It could have been a year.
And with a professional giving you permission to wait.
Right,
It's like,
right,
yeah,
right.
I
good.
would say I watched and waited and heard their words for 15 years.
Yeah.
And mine ended up being all over and completely full of cancer.
Yeah.
On both sides.
Oh my gosh.
And some of the lumps that they said were fibroadenoma were not fibroadenoma. They were like this one over here that was called fibroadenoma for 15 years was the worst one that was trying to kill me.
Oh my gosh.
True
That's so
story. Like it's
scary.
crazy. So yeah, good for you that you advocated for yourself.
How old were you when you got your diagnosis?
45,
Well, okay, so that's
right?
what.
Hold on. Yes.
Yeah, because a minute ago when you was like it's all blur, I was like, wait, this wasn't that long ago, but probably so much has happened. Yeah, I remember. I remember this all. Yeah.
Your amazing wife brought me a super warm blanket that plugs in,
Yeah.
and I still
Oh, that's
sleep
a
with
good
it.
one.
Yeah.
The heating blankets are like our
Yes.
go-to for.
Yes.
for
She
we,
said all y'all have them.
we do. We fight over them, and then somebody, we unplug and plug, and somebody, the controller for one is missing, so somebody steals the other controller, and
Same.
somebody.
That's so
Oh
funny.
yeah,
Yes.
it's all over. It's a mess. Okay, so wow, interesting. So tell me, I got to know at what point there's got to be some highs and lows throughout the process, right? So let's start with first of all treatment. What did you guys? I want to know the difference in the treatments. Did you guys what? So what was your treatment like, Alex?
So I started with chemo.
So I remember seeing some of your pictures. You actually
yeah.
lost all your hair.
I
You
lost
did all
all
that.
my
Karen,
hair.
did you lose all
I
your hair?
did not do chemo or radiation.
Oh goodness. Okay, so we'll
You
get
said
to
surgery.
that. All right, so let's.
So I started with chemo. I was on board with my oncologist when he said like I want to treat this as aggressively as possible. And I was stage 1, I think like 1 grade 3, like you were saying. But he kind of bumped up my staging a little bit because just bumping it up a tiny bit, he was able to get more approved for me.
Got it.
And I agreed. Like, I want to treat this as aggressively as possible. Like, I'm 24. I don't want to do it again. So we started with chemo. I did 6 rounds of, they call it, what do they call it? AC. So it's like 2 different, it was like carboplatin. Oh, no. Oh my gosh, I'm forgetting now. Anyway, I did 2 chemo drugs, like hardcore chemo drugs, the ones that make you like super sick, lose your hair. And then alongside of it, I did 2 infusions called Herceptin and Perjeta. And those are for like the hormone aspect of it.
Okay.
So I did 4 infusions, 6 rounds. That ended up being, I was done in June, started in March. So however many months that is. And then the Herceptin and Perjeta you do for a full calendar year. So it was every 3 weeks for a full year, which was crazy. So I started with that. And then, like I said, I finished chemo in June of that year. At the end of July, I had a double mastectomy. And I did delayed reconstruction. So they put expanders in. That process was really not fun. You go in every few weeks and like get them filled up. Until I had my exchange surgery for implants. So that was in December of 2018. So everything was like, the hardest things were contained to 1 calendar year for the most part. And then like I said, I finished those 2 other infusions in like March or April of 2019. And then I was also on a hormone treatment beyond those infusions. So I had a shot every single month called Lupron in my booty, giant needle. It put me into a chemical menopause. So another fun thing at 24, I was in menopause. And then I took a daily pill called Letrozole, which really just, it's like
Estrogen.
a hormone, estrogen, ovarian suppression, just to make sure that your body's like totally deprived of any
Of
hormones.
estrogen, yeah. It's an estrogen. They call it a suicide inhibitor, is what they call it.
It's
I know that
crazy.
from the testosterone replacement
Oh,
side.
yeah. So, I mean, that was crazy. And then, I mean, I think that was kind of like the major, just
Oh, that's
a
it.
few
Yeah,
fun
you know.
things. Yeah.
Just
Nothing crazy.
Just the usual.
Yeah, nothing crazy.
Wow. So, Karen, what was yours?
So mine, I would say you said a year. All the women before me who I talked to before, or as I was going through the first parts of my journey, said it'll be a year of hell, but you're going to make it through it.
Yeah.
And it was.
Yeah.
So hearing you say that totally confirms that. Okay, so because I decided to just go straight to double mastectomy, I was choosing to go direct to implant, which means they go in and take out everything, tissue down to the muscle. They then use cadaver skin to hold the implant and sew you up. I could have had, what is that one?
The
The
expander,
deep
delay.
flap.
Oh, the deep.
Or flat, or the expanders. Okay, so she said we're going to go in the day of surgery. We have no idea what we can do until we get in there. We're going to have a cart with all those options, and so you'll wake up and figure out what happened.
You can push that up a little bit.
Sorry.
Just push it up.
And so I literally like was like, all right, well, it's been fun. Close my eyes. Actually, I had a song, like my whole operating room people like played my playlist along the way, and I fell asleep to a certain song. Like I had it all planned
What song?
out.
So
What song? I got to
cool.
hear it.
Rescue
I
by
don't-
Lauren Daigle. I will rescue you.
Oh, yes. Great.
But I started while they were wheeling me back with Goodbye Earl. And they were all dancing. Anyway, sorry, side note. But
That's great.
yeah, so I woke up and I was like, oh, look, they were able to do what I wanted. So that was good.
Oh, that's so scary.
So you
yeah.
went to bed with a certain pair and woke up with another pair.
like
magic.
greatly smaller, which I highly recommend. Like I was naturally a larger size my whole life, and I didn't dislike it. But man, now I'm like, this is so much better.
Easy on the back. The whole,
Yes.
I got it.
But in my situation,
Your
since
husband,
I was
your husband, okay with all that?
no,
Yeah.
I mean he's like, babe, you know I love you. Like you know what. How truthful can we get here? He's like, I just really loved him, you know, but I'm glad you're alive.
That's so funny.
He's
Hey,
been
listen, we can always go back for more later.
so because I had chose to go straight to double mastectomy, we weren't going to know what my treatment was until after pathology came, and so that was maybe like 3 to 4 weeks, it seems like. And I remember just like stalking my KU chart like every day, like freaking out what it was going to say.
My chart. I
My
know,
chart, yes.
Well aware.
We
Yes.
love my chart.
I
Did you
love
do
my
KU
chart.
as well?
No, I did treatment in Orlando.
Okay,
I was with
got it.
Advent Health,
Got it.
so
Okay.
which they have in Casey now.
Got it.
Gotcha. Yeah, my doctors, all of them, I love dearly. I mean, they were amazing. I actually go to Bra Couture. Have you
Okay.
been to that?
I've heard of it, but I haven't
Oh,
been.
you should go. I'll invite you.
Okay.
It's in April, May, but it's a big cancer event downtown. Anyways, all my doctors go, and I got to cheers them and have a drink last year, which was really cool. Like
That is cool.
just to see them in real person, like real life. But
Right.
anyways, yeah, the pathology all came back. That they didn't recommend me doing chemo or radiation. I had to go to a radiation oncologist who was from Texas. Love. And she took my case to her board, and the board was like, "We think it would be worse for her to do all those treatments." And I think they're changing a lot of
Yeah.
that now. And so I take tamoxifen. I have to take that for 5 years. Not fun. Don't like it. Hate it. But it is what it is. And then my doctor also, I can people can judge me for this, but whatever. They want me to take she wanted me to take the Zoladex, which
yes,
is the
similar
shot.
to Lupron.
And I just did all my own research, and I was like, nope. I don't know. I hope I don't regret it, but I feel like that had a really strong, a really strong chance of getting ovarian or
Yeah.
cysts. I don't know. All the things down there.
There's so
cancer.
many,
Yeah.
so many
Like
side effects.
increases your chances like exponentially. And I was like, no.
you've
Why
already-
would I take
Yeah.
a
Yeah, you've already
medicine that's
proven.
gonna?
Yeah.
Well, there's so many bad side effects, and like for me, so things have changed so much. And you said it was been like 2 years for you,
Yeah, I am. Well, January of last year.
right?
was
Yeah.
my surgery,
Okay.
so,
So things have. I mean, things are still changing, but even since I was diagnosed, I feel like things have changed.
Watch
so
your
much.
headphones. You can take them off.
I gotta get.
Yeah, you're good.
I feel like. Should I wait?
No, you're good.
Okay. No, you're fine. Where was I? Okay, so you've been diagnosed 2 years ago. I was diagnosed almost 8 years ago. And in that time, things have changed so much, but there are so many bad side effects. And I think that's another thing that I tell people is like, you can get all the recommendations in the world, but there comes a point where you have to think of your quality of life and what works for you.
Yeah.
And you still have power and you still have choice. Like it's such a thing that you feel like you lost all control of your life. Like cancer, it comes out of nowhere and there's all this PTSD and crazy things that you deal with, right? But you do have power and you do have a choice. And for me, I didn't do tamoxifen. It's kind of like the flip side of one coin. You choose one way or the other. So I did the Lupron and Letrozole, and that was also recommended 5 years.
Now, tamoxifen, if I remember right, that is for testosterone. It helps reestablish a testosterone, right? What's the other name for tamoxifen?
So, anastrate.
no.
No.
Anavar.
that's what
Anastrozole
it
is
is.
something different.
There's another one if you're out of menopause. And so if you're in
Yes.
before that, the tamoxifen, my doctor explained it that your body is a hallway and there's all these doors and the estrogen and progesterone go through the doors to cycle through your body. The tamoxifen closes the doors.
Yeah.
So it's a hormone blocker.
So the tamoxifen, you can usually, if you are pre-menopause, you take tamoxifen.
Right.
But I did the Lupron shots before I started chemo to preserve my fertility. And I was fine with it.
Nolvadex. Nolvadex is the other name for it. And I used to abuse steroids back in the day, and this was one of the post-cycle therapies that they would give if you were heavily on steroids. When you came off, you would take Nolvadex to reestablish your natural production in males. That's what we use it for. Nolvadex is for that. So,
Interesting.
yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead, sorry.
No. So it's like tamoxifen. Usually, if you're premenopause, you take that. But I did Lupron to preserve my fertility through chemo, and I was responding fine to it. So I just stayed on and did Letrozole. But you have to do those two together. Tamoxifen, you don't have to do the shot. But I think what I was saying is, you still have like power and you still have choice. So that was recommended. Originally, the plan was 5 years, and I was gonna soldier on, power through the 5 years. But I had such bad side effects. Like I was osteoporosis. I like literally woke up every day, like, couldn't move. I mean, other things like in the bedroom, like things were just not going well. And my doctor was like, "Girl, we got to call it." And I did almost 4 years. And he was like, "This is great. 4 years is great. You did amazing." Like he definitely reassured me. But it was funny because I was kind of like, "No, I can still do it." And he's like, "You come here every 6 months and you tell me that you are having the worst time of your life. Like you need to live your life.
Yeah, right.
You're in your 20s still. It's supposed to be the best time of your life." So-
Did you notice a big difference
Yes.
once you were done?
Oh my gosh, yes. And I won't be going back on. I'm done. And it's like night and day. But I mean, I have so many friends in the cancer community, and I always tell them like, it's gonna be a year of hell. It's gonna be 5 years of hell, but you'll get through it.
Yeah. Your baby, biological, you got pregnant.
Yes.
Yes. That's so awesome. That is so great.
Yeah. That's like a whole other thing. I didn't freeze
Did you
any
have
eggs.
to do any fertility
Well, I did.
treatments?
Yes.
Okay.
So I didn't. I mean, again, it's been almost 8 years, and I think conversations around. Sadly, so many younger women are being diagnosed with breast cancer, right? And that number is increasing more and more. So,
Hey, question on this is, you know how this whole deal with autism that just all came out with it, is it more common in America, breast cancer, or is it a worldwide? I know it's obviously worldwide, but is it more common?
Yeah.
Like that whole autism statistic with America and all that's going on with that
I would
stuff?
be interested to know. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I
I would
just
be
didn't
really
know.
interested to
Yeah.
know. I mean, I think that there's bad food supply.
Yeah.
And I think that there's maybe something with birth control, because we've never seen. Obviously, I think there's also correlation with more awareness and more medical technology and things like that. But we've never seen this at any other time in history or in any other country in the world that I'm aware of.
Right.
And it's insane. Like I know girls who were 19 diagnosed with breast cancer, 21 diagnosed. Like I think 24. I am one of the younger ones, but 19.
Yeah.
Right.
And these are not girls who have genetic mutations like a BRCA that you know of and you hear of. They're just like me. First one in my family. Like I don't know anyone diagnosed with breast cancer, and I was
Makes you scratch your head a little
going
bit.
to
doesn't it?
prom. Like that's
Yes.
crazy.
On that note, I think going back to what I was saying earlier about my family history, I got my genetic stuff back and I was BRCA negative. So I don't even have it,
so
Wow.
given my family history. So which I think is super interesting in and of itself, that how did I have this family history that goes all the way down the line, but BRCA
Well, I think
negative.
like I wouldn't be surprised if one day they discover something that they don't know about now,
So-
or like even for me, maybe there's something genetically.
I did have
Bottled
some
water or
gene.
something stupid like that.
I did drink a
Left in
lot
the
of bottled
car.
water left in the
Yeah.
car in Florida.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I did have a gene. I don't know if I want to say this because I don't think it's bad, but who knows what it's going to turn into, right? And I was like, oh, what's that one? Did my family members have that? And I asked my doctor about it, and she said back when my cousin had it, they didn't test for that particular gene. It's fairly new.
Okay.
But if my cousin were to go get tested for it now, she would probably have it. So it's it's called mutai. It's
Oh, I feel
Like,
like I might have heard of that.
it actually, I want to say it relates more to like colon cancer and things like that, but it does have a side of like breast cancer or, anything hormone related, which
Yeah.
my family history was. So
Can I ask, do they recommend your girls doing genetic testing or anything like that?
they offered to let me do it. Your insurance will pay for it from now on if you wanted to, like whenever. Yeah.
That's great.
It's great to know too, though, I think on my end, because I was so convinced that I was going to be BRCA positive.
Right.
And I needed to protect these girls.
Right.
And so if I am BRCA positive and I'm going to do all this, then I need to go get them taken
Right.
care of ahead of
Sure.
time. And knowing that it was BRCA negative, I think was really reassuring
Yeah.
in a
Yeah,
sense.
that's good. Right.
No, that makes sense. That makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah, no doubt. Okay, so throughout this process, you're all over the place, highs and lows, right? Obviously, probably more lows, but let's walk through, because there's somebody that's going to be watching this, probably that's right in the thick of it right now, thinking they can't see the forest through the trees, and my life's over. This sucks. It's not going to get any better. Talk about some of your lowest points and like what you did in those moments to get through. Who supported you through those, and what'd you do? What did you do?
I would say, obviously, my husband and my girls were my rocks for sure. My mom, oh my God, my mom was absolutely amazing. There's lots of highs and lows to the point of like,
Was there ever really a time where you just, I wouldn't say gave up, and I don't mean that, but like where do you remember at your all-time
you're just
low?
tired.
Yeah.
Like,
you're
I was so tired of fighting things. I would say I started my journey in November, had my surgery in January. And for those few months, I was in such fighter warrior mode, like advocating and fighting for myself and researching everything, that it consumed me in a good way. And then my surgery was about a 12-week recovery. I hit my rock bottom like probably last summer and last fall for a few months. And I think because it was just the changes in my body, all of the things. It was just a lot to have gone through all that. And then like you show up at places and everybody's normal, but like I still have issues, or I still, not to be too graphic, but like get out of the shower and it doesn't look the same. And there's
Yeah.
no feeling, actually. That's another thing. I don't know if it's okay how detailed to talk about this, but I have zero feeling.
Yeah, it's weird.
From actually, so I also had fat grafting to fill in some spots. So now I can't feel here and I can't feel here. So there's just learning to deal with it on your own, where nobody else sitting beside you. I mean,
Yep.
you do,
Yeah.
right? Thank you. But that was hard mentally for me to grasp.
How about you, Alex? Any low points?
Oh, yeah. I think and I have a friend who's going through this right now. My lowest point was a year and a half after active treatment ended, because you go from being at the doctor every week, and then every 3 weeks, and then every month, then every 3 months, every 6 months, and then it's like annual. And I felt there's still not a great support for this survivorship thing. And like it's almost been 8 years for me, so I've learned those tools and gotten better. But it's one of those things where it's like people look at me and they don't know, but it's never going to go away for me. I think about it all the time. And a year and a half out, that was extremely overwhelming. I felt like I couldn't get over it. I was having panic attacks at least once a week. I've never dealt with that before. It was terrifying. I thought I was dying the first time it happened. I was like, oh, I have a heart attack. That's another side effect from these medicines. They can affect your heart. So I was like, I'm having a heart attack. I'm dying. That made it even worse. I love my career. I love what I do, but I went through this phase where I was like, this is so meaningless. It's so pointless. Like, what? PR, like who cares about these brands that I work with? Like this means nothing in the grand scape of the world. And this is something that I knew I wanted to do before, when I was 18, 17, like going to college.
Kind of living out your dream at this point.
Right. So
Yeah.
that's crazy because it sends you in a whole other tailspin about like, what do I want to do with my life? I'm doing everything meaningless.
Yeah.
So it was, I think that was the hardest part for me, was kind of figuring out what survivorship looks like. And like, I'm so blessed. I always describe it as I'm so blessed that I have the rest of my long life ahead of me. I fully believe that. But it was also very daunting. Like, oh, I'm only 24. I'm only 25. Like,
Yeah.
I have to deal with this for decades and decades. Like, is this feeling ever going to go away? I
Well,
think
you
that was
just
so
really
hard.
gave me some perspective big time. And I never even thought about it because I'm thinking the worst of it is when you're fighting cancer, right? You're, am I going to die? Am I going to make it through
Yeah.
this? But in the big picture of it all, not to undermine that period, it sucks, I'm sure, but living the rest of your life
It's
in
after.
constant fear
Yeah.
if it's going to come back.
Oh,
That is-
So it's
the
almost like you'd
after.
rather have it because you can aggressively, you know what you're dealing with and you can fight
you
it.
feel like feel like you're being proactive and you're
Yeah.
fighting, and there's I think when you're in it, there's not enough time to process because
You're fighting.
I'm at the doctor
You're
every
fighting,
week. I have to-
yeah.
yeah, and it's the after where the appointments are spaced out, and you're just kind of sitting around and just touching yourself all the time.
Yeah.
Because you're like, I'm not doing anything, and I feel like I'm not doing anything. So I think that's, for me, that was hard, and I think that's not uncommon. So again, if people find this episode and they find themselves feeling that way, that is very, very normal.
Yeah.
It does get better, but
So you've done. Oh, go ahead. Would you?
Well, I was going to say, I have a thought on that about what people that are going through it now. I would say in my age group right now, the last few years, so many people in our community have been diagnosed. And I've had so many friends when I got diagnosed that sent me to their friends that were breast cancer
Yeah.
survivors. And then now that I am through all of it, now they send me their friends, right? And I would say a couple of them were heels in the ground and would not embrace the sisterhood that this community brings. And it's a group you never want to be a part of, but when you're in, man, it's solid.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
just
And
gonna say that.
to have been a friend to the others and to then see a couple of them just not even want to embrace that you can have the support. It was really odd to me.
sad.
Okay, and then one more thing, sorry, because career-wise, that's funny that you said that because for me, I had stayed home with my kids forever and then did some little side jobs here and there, part-time here and there. Went and did insurance, got diagnosed with breast cancer, had breast cancer, working at Jackson Family Dental.
Hey.
And afterwards, I was like, I really think I want to figure out what I want to be when I grow up.
time to
Like,
grow
if
up.
I can make it through breast cancer, I want to do what I want to do.
more.
What do I want to do? So I did all this research and like these surveys and like talked to some mentors. And I was like, I'm going to law school. I'm going to be a lawyer. And I went and told my whole family and they were like, well,
Wait, are you doing this right now?
no, but close. So my whole family was like, what? And I'm like, listen, I can do this, da, 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 da. And then I really like listened to them like, okay, you're right. They're like, maybe start as a paralegal, like take some classes to get in that. I'm like, okay, fine. But I'm the biggest crime junkie. I know all the things. I've seen all the shows. So fast forward, built my resume, like worked on some things. Went and had several interviews last fall with some attorneys, the prosecutor, and got a job with an appellate criminal defense attorney. And it was the coolest job ever for a crime junkie like myself.
Same.
But anyways, that ended up falling through the beginning of this year, not because of me. But anyways, per God's obedience, I found a job. And so now I'm a paralegal and benefit specialist for an estate planning, elder care and estate planning law firm. And it is the most amazing job
That's
ever.
so cool.
What? Give a shameless plug. What's the law firm?
Lifescape Elder Care Law and Estate Planning.
I love that.
That's awesome.
So if you don't have all of your affairs in order and your
Dominique,
assets
I
protected.
literally just finished ours
Yeah.
the other
Good
day.
job,
Yeah,
good job.
Just finished it up.
Yeah, it's funny how you said it's a group that you never want to be a part of, but it's a good group once you're in. I'm part of an organization called the Breasties. I've been involved. They started like
The breasties, that's so cute.
No, I
love that.
literally love the Breasties. They actually started right when I was diagnosed, so I've been involved since the beginning. But our motto is "Worst Club, Best Members."
Yes,
and I think that
that's
just
great. That's okay.
I think that just
Yeah, that's all right.
sums it up. Or like a sorority, kind of like the worst sorority on campus, but y'all love each other.
Yeah. That's so
So
good.
funny.
I love that. Okay, so I know, so you do some social media stuff, which is how you got hooked up with Dominique
Yeah.
and some influencing. So are you still active in doing with your cancer stuff, with
Yes.
your influencing on
Yes.
that? And so tell a little bit about that. What do you do?
Yeah. So, like I said, I'm a publicist. That's what I've always done. It's my only skill in life. So when I went through my mental breakdown of what am I going to do, I was like, wait, I actually have no other skills. So I had to stay in PR. But it's all good. So one of the first things I kind of came to Jesus with myself when I was diagnosed was, okay, this something really bad has happened to me. I feel like I'm the only one. Logically, I know I'm not the only one. So I'm going to use my skills. I'm going to be open about it, and I'm going to use my skills to hopefully help other people.
Yeah.
And, I've been interviewed by like People Magazine and Women's Health and all these media outlets.
The Stronger Leader podcast.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
And I just started kind of sharing my story on social media, and people seem to be into it.
Yeah.
So I keep doing it. And especially since having my baby, I think that that's still kind of like the Wild West of breast cancer. So I get a ton of questions about like what that has looked like. And I mean, I love being able to share, and it's kind of like my diary too, to look back on.
Everything about that.
Yeah,
That's
it's
so
great.
awesome.
It's great.
Yeah, that's awesome. Karen, what are you doing to like advocate and be out and be involved? And have you plugged yourself in or taken lead on anything? Like where are you at? It's fairly new.
I know. Well,
you're-
and I was just thinking currently just, doing some fundraisers, the BRCA tour I do, the Making Strides with Breast Cancer walk. My daughter's sorority is Zeta Tau Alpha at Drury, and their philanthropy is breast cancer. So I've
that's
gone and
cool.
spoken at their events. I would say that I started out strong doing similar to you. I made a Facebook page called Goodbye Earls and just shared my journey. And it just, I would say maybe after a year, I was like, oh, I don't have the energy. And
I
then
don't
it
blame you.
also got like to where I was maybe going through, like I was a little depressed. Like I didn't want to share the truth at that time. So probably not as much as I would like to right now, because it is something I'm truly passionate about helping people with. But
So on this particular journey, I mean, this is going to be good for you guys to both share this because you're obviously at different stages in the term of it.
Sure.
So what does that look like? What we talked about earlier about that survival, like what's the phases of that, and so daily, is it something? I know you said you think about it probably often. Does it consume you? Are you like, how they say like you're a duck on the water where your
Yeah.
feet are kicking, but you just look like you got it all put together? Is it like
That's
that?
kind
Is
of
it-
like a good analogy. Like I said, I have a very close friend who is like a year and a half, maybe almost 2 years out of treatment, and she's going through it right now. And I always tell her it gets better. It does get better. It's hard to explain though, because I still do think about it every single day, like 10 million times a day. I don't get the luxury of looking in the mirror and seeing myself look normal and just being like, oh yeah, I'm normal. This never happened. Whereas a lot of people I meet when they don't know me, I tell them, they're totally shocked. Like I would never know. It's not just like the physical scars. It's like the mental is always with me. So
imagine.
it's something, it's hard to explain because while I think about it every day, I don't feel like it's overwhelming
Doesn't
or like
consume
all
you.
consuming anymore. I've found things that help me cope and help me bring me back. And that's journaling. That's like the coping mechanisms that you learn in therapy, which huge plug. I think just as much as we talk about chemo and surgery and
100%.
everything, therapy needs to be part of that conversation.
like psych therapy?
Yes.
Yeah.
But also your spirituality and your spirituality and your faith, I think is also super important, has been super important to me. So, whether that's like a podcast that you really like, or
Stronger leader.
The Stronger Leader
exactly, or deciding to like read the Bible in 365 days. I know some people who did that. There was a woman who sat next to me in treatment, and I saw her reading her Bible, and I was like, "What's up? What you doing?" I didn't know it was a Bible at first. I just thought it was a really big book.
That's great.
And I asked her what she was reading, and she was like, I knew I was going to be sitting here going through a year of hell, so I thought I was going to do like Bible in 365.
How
I think
cool
it's
is
an
that?
app, maybe.
Yeah,
I've never done it.
Yes.
Our church has the app. Yeah, it's
Okay.
getting ready to have
Cool.
1 billion downloads.
That's
the
amazing.
Bible.
Yeah,
the
that's
YouVersion
amazing.
Bible app. Yeah.
But I know a lot of people who did that, and I thought that was amazing and such a way to like a way to ground yourself while you're going through a really bad time. So I think it's finding those things that work for you, whatever that is.
So fresh out of it, within the last year or so, is it daunting? Do you have is there a constant fear, constant worry?
Definitely, I'm always worried that at some point something could come back, but I don't even have anything further to come back to. So I'm like, I think it's fine. It's the feelings of the change in my body that I can't change. So I don't know if this is okay to say or weird or whatever, but I was talking to my mom not too long ago, and my uncle has a leg amputated with a prosthetic, and I said, some days it gets exhausting because I can't take the prosthetics off.
Yeah.
They're sewn in. And some days they just feel heavy. Not in the physical sense, but in I guess physical, but I just am
There's
sick of them being there
There's
sometimes.
just so much to it.
But
yeah.
at the same time, I'm like, I'm alive. So
Yeah.
it's all good.
Yeah.
So, what do you tell somebody right now that's going through it? What do you tell somebody that is, because there's a lot of people that go through these things alone without family support. There's somebody that's going to find this video because they're online searching for some hope.
Yes.
So somebody
Tell them
that's
find a friend or reach out to one of us.
Yes.
But also, my biggest thing I tell people all the time, this sounds awful, but don't always believe everything your doctor or your insurance says. Like you said about advocating. Like
Definitely not
I would
insurance.
absolutely not be where I am today had I not 100% advocated and fought tooth and nail against everything they told me I was
Yeah.
going to do. And I was like, no, I'm not. No, we're doing this way and my way. And yeah, I don't know.
No, that's
wasn't
so
that mean
true.
about it. I was very nice and southernly polite. But
you are sweet.
No, but you have to be sometimes. And I think, I'm not a medical professional. Like I said, I don't know what is going on 99% of the time, but I come from a family of doctors. So I have a lot of respect for doctors, medical professionals. However, I think sometimes we lose sight of the fact that they work for us. So
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
you are able to say, I don't like that. What's
Exactly.
You're the
another
customer.
option?
100%.
I want to see another option. And I also, with surgery, I have learned that a lot of times surgeons, they do what's right for them and what's easiest for them and the surgery that they
And their
feel most
schedule.
comfortable with. That might not be what's right for you and your lifestyle. So always don't be scared for another opinion. Don't be scared to say, hey, I don't think this relationship is serving me anymore. I need to find someone else. But yeah, I echo what you said about people finding this podcast and, needing help. There is a community out there. There's a huge online community. Find one of us online.
Yes.
Slide into my DMs. I'll always chat with
so
you.
I would like to share one piece of my story that it was me advocating for myself, but my biggest tumor, Earl, was on this right side.
Earl, is that what you named it, or is that an acronym for something?
Oh my gosh, you want to know?
Yes.
No, okay. Goodbye, Earl, ironically, was always my favorite karaoke song. Scheduled the surgery when I went to figure out, DMX is what the surgery's called. So I was like, I'm going to Google that and figure something out. It was
That's a rapper.
The rapper DMX. Well, no, I know, but I was like, and guess what? His name was Earl, and I was like, that's it. It's my
way.
karaoke
Wait, I didn't know
song.
that.
And DMX's real name was Earl,
Stop
and
it.
DMX passed away, and Earl in the song passed away. So it's got to be Goodbye Earls.
Goodbye, Earl. I love
And
it.
then
That
I had a
is-
party,
that's so
and
good.
we sang it, and we had pink juice. I think Dominique came. It was just, I
That's
just
so good.
celebrated. Like, I'm going to do this, and I have a good crew around me. But anyways, what I was going to say is my first place that I went to was going to have me just, let's go get them
Push
off.
that mic that way a little bit.
let's just go schedule the
It might come back.
DMX.
Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. There you go.
the double mastectomy. And so I was like, well, hold on. I mean, we got to check this side. What if this side has something? And they were like, oh, it's fine. We'll just do. I'm like, yeah, no.
They didn't do
I
an
need you to-
MRI?
No.
Yeah, that's so crazy.
I was adamant that we're going to check this side. So I moved to another place. They scheduled me for all day thing. They found things over here, but they weren't sure. And since they're taking them off, they're not going to biopsy.
Yeah.
Get to surgery. And this side had like the worst cancer of anything.
That's
so
so
really, Earl just brought the attention
Yeah.
to the one that was like, I don't know. It's just so crazy. But had I not advocated for myself, they wouldn't have done lymph nodes on both sides. So they do the lymph node thing. This side, I had 3 lymph nodes removed. They were clear. This side had a micromet in the lymph node. And so I'm like, so this side would have never even been checked in the lymph nodes, which
scary.
to me feels like had I not done all that and advocated for that part of my story, that lymph node would still be full of it just is crazy how God led my way in that.
That's so cool. All right. So tell me about life lessons. Like, what did you probably got to know yourself a little bit more in those times? And, what are some of the big life lessons that you walked away with that you remember?
That I'm not in control.
Yeah, that's huge.
That I'm not in control.
It's a good one.
Yeah, I think that's still a tough pill for me to swallow. But I do think that everything happens for a reason, and I have to take something positive from it. So I think, I'm not in control. And that can sound negative, but for me, it was a positive. Like, slow down. Life's not a race. I don't have to control every little single thing. And I can't control every little single thing. So just to find peace in the journey. And it's funny enough, my dad has always told me, I've always been a very anxious child, which ended up turning out in my favor because I was like, this is not right.
Yeah.
But my dad has always said, enjoy the ride. Like, enjoy the ride, enjoy the ride. And I still cannot enjoy the ride, but I try.
Yeah.
So I think that's my life lesson that I'm still learning.
That's awesome.
That's great. How about you?
I would say I did do a therapist like over a Zoom call throughout my journey, which helped greatly to be able to talk to her. My biggest lesson in the beginning was I'm a giver by nature. Like, my love language is gifts to give. Like, I just love to shower people with gifts, but I don't receive well at all. Like, you want to bring me dinner? No, I'm good. I got it. I just learned that I was not a good receiver. And in talking to my counselor lady, she told me one of the times I was telling her, I'm like, these people are like setting up these meals and these money.
meal
And
trains,
like, I didn't want that. I didn't want to be the GoFundMe girl, right? And she said, Karen, when you gift, what does that do for you? It brings you joy, right? And I was
Right.
like, well, yeah. And she said, if somebody told you, no, I don't want dinner, how would that make you feel? And I'm like, oh. She said, you're taking away their joy if you
blessing.
don't let them bless you. Yeah. And then, you know what? That's funny because John is like, a blessing's a blessing. We take all the blessings.
Yeah, that's right.
And he's like, why don't you want the blessings, babe? I'm like, I just learned I'm not a good receiver. So I have tried to embrace that and realize that it's their joy and I'm taking away their joy if I don't let them bless me.
Yeah.
Well, you know how in our faith we are often taught that it's more blessed to give than it is to receive, right? Well, so in that term, not only their joy, but you're robbing them of their blessing.
Right.
And for someone to bless you, we bless. I don't mean to keep reusing that word, but we bless others because we're told in our faith that God will bless us back. The more we give, He gives back. And all that. And so you're kind of you're stopping someone from. You're blocking their blessing.
Yes. Blocking the blessing.
Yeah, that was a hard one for me.
I would just lay it on your doorstep, ring the doorbell, and run.
Run.
People did do that
You're
too.
getting it, whether you like it or not.
They did. They just dropped it off. It was amazing, though, the way I feel like, thank you to all the Liberty community.
Yeah, our community rallied around you pretty
I could cry.
good,
There
yeah.
was a breast cancer night Taylor orchestrated at the high school. Like, the cheerleaders all held these signs. I don't know. It was amazing, the support that I had.
Yeah, your girls are amazing. Yeah, you got a good
Yeah.
family. Okay, so Alex, you just get diagnosed with cancer. What do you tell your younger self?
Oh, that's such a good question. Can I say enjoy the ride? No.
For your dad.
For my dad, when you watch this, I will say enjoy the ride. But the real answer, I would say to, wow, that's so good. It's all going to be okay. Believe it'll be okay. Get through it. Everything will be okay. You just got to get through it, and it's going to be horrible, but you're going to learn things about yourself that you would never have learned otherwise. I think that's like another one of my outcomes is I don't think I was a bad person before, but it's made me a better person. I think it's changed me in so many ways. It's mellowed me out a lot. It's made my faith stronger. And these are all things that I don't think would have happened if I wasn't diagnosed with breast cancer. So it's a horrible thing, but you're going to look back and you're going to say, I learned something through this and I became a better person through it. And if it's going to happen regardless, you can let it harden you, like it sounds some people you've met, or you can let it soften you in a good way. Yeah. And I think that I let it soften me in a good way. So those are all some things I'd dump on my on myself 7.5 years ago.
Good. Karen, how about you? What would you tell yourself?
I don't know that I have the best answer for that because I did start this process at 30. So any younger than that, I mean, I don't know. I feel like I started attacking it as hard as I could head on. But I guess, I don't know.
That day's going to come. The diagnosis comes. What do you tell yourself?
Yeah.
I haven't thought about that one.
I haven't. Yeah. I mean, I just know I was always trying to beat it anyway. So when they told me, I guess maybe there was part of me that was like, well, I've been waiting on it. Yeah. Not really, but in a sense, know, I mean, like every mammogram, I would literally like go to my knees, like begging God for it to be negative and be fine. And it always was. And so for it to finally be there, I was like, not that it's God. It was absolutely not God. It was the devil. But I don't know what I would tell my younger self. Yeah.
So I'm in the middle of writing my book right now, and the title I think we landed on is going to be "There's Purpose in Your Pain."
Absolutely.
Oh, that's so good. That's what I would tell myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is.
Yeah.
There is.
That's
You're
good.
gonna find, and I think that's such a life lesson that you can just take away from just about any darkness that you go through. And that's what our faith tells us, right? If there's a reason for all this. Nothing happens on accident. God's got plans. Even we live in a world of evil and darkness, and he'll turn it around for good, right? And so we just got to believe in that. Okay, so future outlook. What are some goals that maybe you guys are working on either for this advocate? You mentioned yours, maybe going to law school. I
made it to paralegal.
So is the law school thing just done? Have you checked it off?
Absolutely not.
Okay, no. There you go.
The one of the young attorneys at our office, we go for a walk every day, a bunch of people in our office. And so I've been asking him questions the last few months. Shout out Elijah. And like he's been the cutest little thing. He's like 27. And he's like, so you still thinking about it? I think you could do this. Like, I'm just like, I could be your mom. But you're going to encourage it.
Now you're going to be a study partner.
Yes, like two of my girls are like, Mom, that is so dumb. We're not going to see you for 2 years. And then two of my other girls are like, go for it. Yeah. I don't know. It's not off the table. And partly I'm like, I just want the title.
Do it.
I think.
Yeah, get those letters.
I just want the letter.
Yeah.
Can the girls be Esquire? Karen Graham Esquire?
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. Like just do some dinky online thing just for the name, right? Because
get the letters.
Yeah. Just to do
That's so funny. How about you, Alex? What's your goals? What's your aspirations? Whether it could be cancer related stuff, or you have some career goals. You have things you're trying to.
Yes, of course. Well, I am very career driven, despite my year of thinking that what I did was meaningless. I abandoned that. I'm back on the train. I love what I do. So I definitely want to continue progressing in my career. I just got promoted a couple months ago.
So tell us exactly what you do.
Yes. Okay. I'm a publicist.
Okay.
And I work at an agency based out of New York. So that's why I'm there all the time. And I work with food and beverage, like CPG brands, wellness brands. So Vita Coco coconut water is one of my clients that I love. Grillo's pickles. I like to say the ones that everyone loves. And they're a super fun client. I mean, Bugaboo strollers, which is a fun one as a new mom. But
Does
yeah,
a publicist help promote books?
I can.
Because I'm on the Jen Hatmaker Awake launch team.
Okay.
And I thought our lady that leads that, I thought she's a publicist.
I think a publicist basically promotes anything, right? Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, yeah.
that's what I was thinking.
I specialize.
So you have a lot of media contacts.
Yes, I've
so-
always worked in like food and beverage. So I started right after I graduated college. I started in New York at an agency working with restaurants and celebrity chefs.
Nice.
So that's kind of how I started. And then I kind of naturally progressed into product more, which was good when the pandemic hit.
Yeah, right.
Because all the restaurants in New York closed and I wouldn't have had a job. But people were going to the grocery store, so I still had a job and everything was good. But yeah, anyway, that's what I do. I love it. It's fun. So career-wise, definitely want to keep kind of progressing in my career. I want to keep like working on my personal platform and sharing my story and my journey. I think, like I said, there's more and more young women every year. The rates of women under 40 being diagnosed with breast cancer is going up, and that's insane. And I think there's a lot of work to be done, not only from a personal advocacy point of view and making sure that these women know that this can happen to you, not to scare, but just to like be aware and how to advocate for yourself, but also research. Like we got to figure out what's going on here because that's insane. So I think just being loud and sharing our stories and our journeys is an important part of that. And then a third thing I will say is kind of joking, but not a joke at all. So I never got a Make-A-Wish. I mean business here. I never got a Make-A-Wish. I was 24. I think I should have gotten a Make-A-Wish, and my Make-A-Wish would be to meet Taylor Swift. So Taylor, if this makes your way to you in Kansas City, Taylor, I'm ready.
Maybe we know
I'm
a couple
ready.
people that know a couple that know a couple people.
Literally my dream. So when you were talking about your playlist for surgery, I had a playlist for surgery. It was all Taylor.
That's awesome.
So this is like so embarrassing if she actually saw this. I woke up after my mastectomy. I was in surgery for longer than they thought I was going to be. So I was very drugged. But I woke up and one of my best friends, who is my big sister in my sorority, surprised me. And she's blonde. She doesn't look like Taylor Swift, but she's blonde. And I looked at her and I go, Taylor?
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
It's so good.
She was like, who's Taylor? It's Sydney.
That's awesome.
And I was like, Taylor Swift, obviously. It was not Taylor Swift.
That's
but
That
hilarious.
is hilarious.
that's my third personal goal.
Yes. That just made me think, not as cool as that one, because that's a really cool one. But I did have this idea and thought where the Susan G. Komen used to do a walk here, and I used to take my daughters and did it like with my grandma, my aunt's names, my cousin's names on it. They don't do that one anymore, and it's just the Making Strides. So it's a big company that, or I guess non-for-profit that does it, whatever. But I would love for there to be a 5K walk locally, like North Leand, that was just for the community up here that has gone through breast cancer.
I bet Zona Ursa would do it.
Yeah. I started actually, and as you were saying that, I was like, oh, I dropped the ball on that one.
Bring it back.
I got to bring it back.
Come on, girl.
Yeah.
You have 31 days, 32.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can draw up some legal contracts and you can read them.
Perfect.
Just don't make me read an 800-page brief.
Oh my gosh. I know it. I know
That
it.
sounds horrible.
Well, if you need any practice law stuff, I can help you with like criminal stuff because I got an extensive criminal background. I mean,
There you go.
shout out
so
to my
funny.
old self.
That's so funny. All of our clients at that job were in prison with life sentences. And
wow.
so I used to tell John, this is my version of washing the feet. They
Yes.
all deserve the chance at a fair trial and respect no matter what they did. And I would sit on the phone with them and they would be as nice as day, talking about Jesus and God. And then I'd go like read their story and how horrible it was. And I was like, oh, goodness. But call back. Okay, hey.
Yeah.
And then they're like, yo, Kieran, what's up, my dog? Yeah.
You got
was,
you got street cred
Yeah,
now,
I,
girl.
do.
Yeah.
I do. Yes, yes. I'm innocent.
KG in the place to be. What's up?
Yeah.
I love it.
So, but yes, doing a walk. for the North Link because I think everybody knows somebody, and
So
when you
many.
get to wear those cards, I have so many cards in my closet of
Yeah.
the
Melania
years.
did. They did dig for a cure. The volleyball game.
Yeah.
It was at Liberty North a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
That's great.
You pick who you're digging for. You know?
Yes.
So that was it was cute. It was good.
That's awesome.
So that's a project then. So
Mm-hmm.
Alex, any projects like out on the horizon that you're currently working on that you want to talk about, or is it hush hush, or do you got anything?
No.
What do you got going on?
Nothing hush hush.
Okay, what you got?
I kind of want to bring my blog back. I think like that's been similar to you.
Now, would this be a vlog or a blog?
Blog with a B.
Okay.
But I mean, I have been dabbling more in TikTok, so who
TikTok is the
knows?
bomb.
I do love TikTok. I feel
What
like
about Substack? Have you done that?
oh, I love reading
Because
Substack.
it's new blogish
Yes,
type stuff,
maybe
right?
I'll do a Substack. I don't know. I had a blog that I mean, I still get a lot of, it's still active. Like I still get a lot of views and everything on it, but I haven't posted anything recently because it's like I get in this phase of like, I don't know what I'm doing. That's not interesting. But I get questions all the time. So I know people do have questions like, well, what does it look like 7.5 years out? Or what was the process of having a baby after breast cancer? That sort of thing. And I just haven't updated the blog in a while. So that's kind of like my project on the horizon. It was my maternity leave project. And then I found out maternity leave is quite busy. I thought it was not going to be that busy. Come to find out, keeping a
Turns out you
baby
gotta
alive.
you gotta take care of a baby.
Turns out he was a lot of work. I thought
Did
it
you
was
sleep
gonna
when
be
he
easy.
sleeps?
Oh,
That's what they always say.
I know. I hate when people say that though, because he does not sleep.
Oh,
He's never been a sleeper. So I
Hey,
was
do you
just-
think it's so funny where that terminology comes from? Oh, he's sleeping like a baby. Like I
Yeah,
never
well,
had
he
one of
doesn't
those.
sleep very good.
Oh, that's good. Well, ladies, man, they thank you guys a ton for being on here and
Thank you.
sharing your story and being vulnerable. And I'm going to be respectful of your time. But if at this point, is there anything that you hoped coming on here? You maybe had something on your heart, on your mind, something you wanted to get out. It's not that this podcast is huge yet, but one of the things that I know about like eternal type things that we're doing here, this video will be posted, and there could be someone 10, 15 years from now that see this video that are encouraged by it. So, thank you for doing that and putting it out there. So with that being said, something that's going to be posted in time for, maybe ever, what is there anything special in your heart that you want to leave for this community particularly that is important to you guys? Because I'm going to tell you, I just on that note, when I was going through my healing process from drugs, I was seeing a therapist. Dominique and I were going 7:00 every Thursday morning down at KU Med when she was working down there. So we would go down, and one of the nurses would stay a little later for the morning shift, and we would go at 7:00 in the morning, meet with the doctor, and this is how I know God has a sense of humor, because I was like on this new Jesus quest, right? I had found God and I was all in on Jesus, right? Well, my therapist was a foul-mouthed Jew from New York. Couldn't have been a better match for me though, because I needed somebody hard and tough because
Right.
I'm an alpha. And I need somebody to call me on my BS, right? And so he did. Well, one of the sessions, he's like, so what's your role in the house? I was like, well, I'm the man of the house. And he's like, okay, well, what's a man? And I'm like, everything I know of what a man is going to sound really bad. So I'm sitting there and just staring at it. He goes, all right, that's your homework. I want you to go home.
that's good.
And, so I did what anybody would do 10 years ago. I got on Google.
Yeah.
What's it look like to be a man? And this video pops up, and it was a sermon of Lecrae, the rapper. I don't. Do you know the rapper Lecrae? So it was a sermon that he did, and it was what it looks like to be a real man. And so I watched this sermon, and I have sent this video over the last 10 years, because now obviously I minister and try and help people. I have sent this video. I mean, I wish I counted, probably no less than a couple hundred, 200-300 times to people over the last 10 years. And I keep looking at the video, and it says, how old it is. It's 9 years old, 10 years old. I was just looking at it. It's 11 years old. And so I look back, January 16th of this next year will be my decade, my 10 years of being sober, right?
Awesome.
And so that video was only a year old. And here it is,
Oh, wow.
11 years old now.
Lives forever.
And I just sent it to somebody again just a few days ago, and that's my go-to. In fact, with all this technology, whenever I type W, it automatically, that's the first thing that pops up on YouTube is that video because I've typed it in so many times, right?
That's awesome.
And I sent so I want you to know that this message is it's gonna carry on for years and years and years. So let's make it a lasting something that you want people to hear and know.
Yeah.
So what do you want to leave your listeners
Or
with?
do you,
You go first.
be a 10. And I say that because I have other things, but that has stuck with me. Pastor Groeschel did a sermon not too long ago where he had people raise their hands on your percentage of whether you're going to heaven or not. And you'd get to like
I remember that
5,
one. That was so good.
6, 7 people would raise their hands. And he got to 9, and a lot of people raised their hands. And then he stopped, and then he prayed. And then when we got in the car, one of my daughters was like, "Mom, I'm really worried. Like, you never raised your hand." And I said, "Girl, I'm a solid 10."
Yeah, let's go.
He never said
he
10.
didn't get to 10.
Yeah.
And I know without a shadow of a doubt that I am going to be with Jesus. And
Awesome.
I'm just be a 10.
Be a 10.
Yeah.
She was real nervous for you.
She was like, I think she was thinking Mom's not going to heaven. Yeah.
We
That's
gotta
so funny.
work.
That's so
Explained it
funny
to
because I
her.
would have done the same thing to my mom. I would have been like, "Mom, like
Yeah.
what's going on? Put your
Yeah.
hand up."
She was, I'm sure, so worried from the walk to the car.
What did she
Yeah.
raise her hand at?
I feel like maybe a 6 or a 7.
Did you tell her to get with the program? Like, come on, girl.
I just
Get those
feel
numbers up.
I'm
like
going with or without you.
right. Actually, no. It's like you got to get in here, girl. You got to be a 10.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going there without you. Like you
I
got to
love
come
that.
back and
So
see me.
funny.
But I think that if everyone just knew, like Jesus died on the cross for us and gave His life for us, that no matter what you do, you're going to heaven if you're a believer and you've asked Jesus in your heart. So
Whether you make it through
everybody's
this
a 10.
diagnosis or not, it doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
be a 10. Even if you're diagnosed with breast cancer, be a 10 and know you're going to heaven if it does go wrong, which God
Amen.
forbid it does, and God
Yeah.
forbid I ever have to do that. But if it ever came back for me,
But would
I'll
it
see y'all
really
in
be
heaven.
God? Would it really be God forbid if we got to go to heaven now and
Well,
bypass all this stuff?
True,
I
true.
mean,
That did.
I think
that
it's a
was
win-win.
Probably
You ask
like
me.
totally contradicted itself, but because I don't want to die,
I get it.
right? Like I don't want to leave my girls and my husband, but yeah, I just want to make sure they're coming.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's the only reason you got to stay. You got to make sure they get there.
Yes,
that's funny.
be a 10.
How about you, Alex? What do you?
Yeah, this made me think of a sermon. I was talking earlier about how I went to Hillsong in New York, and I still consider that my home church. I love Hillsong, but there was a sermon that Pastor Carl gave. I mean, it was probably 10 years ago now, but I see on my Snapchat memories, it comes up all the time because I took a Snapchat of it and I like sent it out. And he said, "Be as excited for God's no as you are for His yes."
Amen.
Yes.
And that has been, I'm going to cry now. That's something that's always stuck with me. And it really impacted me in that moment, which was before my breast cancer diagnosis. I mean, probably a year or two before my breast cancer diagnosis, and still did through, and still does now. Because I think that being diagnosed with breast cancer at 24 is probably like the biggest, seemingly the biggest no you
Yeah.
could get, like the
Yeah.
biggest worst thing that you could get.
Yeah.
It felt like no to your career aspirations, like no to the family that you want in the future, no to looking beautiful.
Yeah.
It felt like such a no. But what I have learned is that there were a lot of yeses in it. Like, yes, you have a big life ahead of you. Like, yes, you're going to find purpose that you never thought you could find.
Yes.
Yes, you're going to feel like a better person than you ever maybe would have been before.
Yeah.
So you're going to find like community and all these amazing people that I would have never known otherwise.
Yeah.
So I think, I just thought of that, and I haven't. It comes to me every now and then, but
Yeah.
that's just a sermon that I've always thought of and think
That's
is
such
really
a-
special one.
So powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
good.
I
Good
always
stuff.
tell people. In fact, I got this from my realtor as we were, I put the land up for sale. We're not going to build.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
So I'm kind of moved on. So,
Gotcha.
but you fighting through some uncertainties and all that, I'm like, God's going to provide. And she's like, listen, God's answers are either yes, not yet, or no, I got something better.
Yeah, that's
You
good.
know, and
yeah.
that's it. And those are the answers. It's
Mm-hmm.
yes. 'Cause if you believe and have faith in the power, there's a saying that Stephen Furtick. Do you guys know
Oh, yeah.
Stephen Furtick, Elevation Church?
Yeah,
Oh,
he's
yes,
good.
So he said
Good
this
stuff.
years ago. Proof of the power and the presence of God is not in the absence of attacks, but rather the believer's ability to withstand them.
Absolutely.
And so and then couple that with his answers are yes, not yet, or got something better. So when you have faith like that, you're a 10, it's like, man, you get kind of hit off. I know my vulnerabilities are usually financial and my marriage, right? Those are the places the devil likes to dig at me. But I'm like, okay, all right. If you're attacking me this hard, I'm doing something right. I'm gonna keep on going. God, I need your help.
Yes, yes.
But
We had a situation long story short, we had a house fire. I had felt like I saw the devil in the fire. It's a whole long story for another day. Went to my neighbor who was a strong believer, and I highly respected her for that. And I remember crying to her a couple days later and being like, Tracy, why did I see the devil? I love Jesus. I felt like it was something wrong with me. And she said, you wouldn't have seen it if you weren't a believer, because he only comes to the strong ones.
Yeah. Yeah. Amen.
It just always stuck with me. He is trying to take everything, and the stronger you are, the more he tries to pull. And you just got to be whatever the ending of your thing. That was good.
Yeah, and it's I'm highly favored by Jesus, but I'm highly regarded by the devil.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They both want us.
Yeah.
They both want us. Well, thanks a ton, ladies.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
let's end on a fun note.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Ready? Favorite comfort food?
Ooh, hold on.
Speed round.
I forget. And that's why I wrote
Do you have a snack? Oh.
She's got her comfort food.
I was like, wait, she's got her comfort food.
I wrote, this is so dumb. I did it about me so I could remember what my favorite things are, because another fun side effect of tamoxifen is that it makes you
you
really
don't remember
forgetful.
anything.
Oh, that's great. I love it.
that.
I love it.
So-
All right. It's going to be a speed round. So
It's
you gotta,
okay.
You got to be able to look it up fast.
Yeah, it just helps me remember my favorites.
Okay. All right. So favorite comfort food?
Fried chicken.
Steak.
Popeyes or KFC?
Oh, neither.
Neither.
Okay.
Publix. You guys need to come to Florida?
Yeah,
Get you some Publix fried chicken.
Publix, yeah.
That's
We'll
funny.
have to settle for Price Chopper here. For Hy-Vee.
Yes.
I haven't tried it, but I'm sure.
Price Chopper's good.
Okay, Price Chopper fried chicken?
Oh yeah, for sure.
All
That's
right,
good.
Sunday. It's
Oh, we do Hy-Vee. We should
Hy-Vee's
do
good,
Hy-Vee
too.
chicken in the bucket on Sundays after church.
Wow,
Yes.
I've been sleeping on
With
this.
some mashed potatoes
All right.
and gravy.
Okay, I love that.
There we
It's
go.
like $20.
Okay, sign me up.
Yes, mine is steak, seafood, anything fried or Southern.
Love it. Go-to movie or show or TV show. What's your favorite?
What is my go-to movie? Oh gosh, Housewives.
Any of them?
City.
You name
Salt
it.
Lake is on right now. I love the Salt Lake girls.
Are they Mormon?
Some of them are,
Okay. All right. Yeah.
or
Mormon wives.
allegedly.
Yeah. That'd be interesting. I wonder how the Mormon church is
I don't think
liking
they
that.
like
Yeah.
it.
Right.
The one who says that she's still active in the Mormon church owns a tequila brand, which I don't.
Oh wow. Yeah. No, that
awesome.
doesn't go together.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
That's awesome. I am a big lover of Cold Justice with Kelly Siegler. She's a prosecutor out of
Ooh,
Texas.
okay.
So good.
Is that a series? Okay.
And they just did there's a new episode or new season starting right now. It's been around for 10 years or so. It's my favorite. I love her. She's a prosecutor. You know,
course.
if I go to law
Of course,
school,
yeah.
I'm going to be like, well, me and Kelly, right? No, but my favorite movie of all time is It's a Wonderful Life.
Oh, that's
Old
a good
school,
one. Yeah.
black and
I-
white,
yeah.
cry every time,
I mean,
say
how do
every
you
word.
not- yeah.
Good one.
How do you not like that one? Most inspiring book you've ever read?
I feel like you kind of have to say the Bible.
Yeah, of course, of course. That's a go-to. That's
Yeah.
easy. That's a lob.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Ready? This is a fun one. Bucket list destination.
Bora Bora.
Ooh. Okay. Japan is next on my list.
nice.
Okay.
So
All
Japan.
right. Good. I already know this one.
Is it about Taylor Swift?
Yeah.
That's
If you could have dinner with any celebrity, who would it be?
Oh, yeah.
Taylor.
Tay Tay.
I love
Yes.
Taylor. Oh my, I'm an OG fan. You guys don't even know.
Yeah. Swiftie before it was Swifties, right? I love it.
That's awesome. My girls are all Swifties. Like we
need to raise
love
some good
her.
girls.
Yes.
All right.
I
Who's a
don't
celebrity you're
know
having dinner
who
with?
Mine would be. I might have to come back on that at the end.
Mine just changed. Charlie Kirk.
Oh my,
So
yes.
you could say
Yeah, I
dead
mean,
or
yeah.
alive.
100%, yes. I'll go with that one too.
I mean, Erica she could come too. That'd be pretty cool. It's
Yeah.
like a double date with
Yes.
Charlie Kirk and Erica.
With the I love you symbol.
Yes, 100%. How cool, man! That whole thing. That's a whole nother podcast.
You know,
right?
Lauren Daigle. Because
Ooh, that's
she was
good.
my favorite song,
that's a
and
good choice.
her music and her album, literally that entire album got me through my year of breast cancer. Like I would listen to it, wash, rinse, repeat on repeat, right? And I just love her. We saw her in concert, hands down the best concert. We took all the girls. Like
yeah.
she was just so inspiring. Everything I want my girls to see.
Yeah, I love her voice.
Great.
Yeah, she's got a great voice. Favorite hobby or pastime?
Spin.
Ooh.
Indoor cycling.
Interesting. I wouldn't have guessed that.
Favorite hobby is shopping.
Okay.
And I also, literally, obviously, I'm old now, but pickleball's where it's at.
All right. This
So
is
fun.
This is a funny one. No judgment-free zone here because it can be anything.
Okay.
What's your guilty pleasure song? Like it's got to be some really bad rap song or something, right? Maybe something you'll listen to when no one else is around.
Or when they're around, shoop.
Shoot. That's yours. All right.
Probably like an old Hillary Duff song.
Hillary Duff. Okay.
Let the rain fall down.
It's so funny that you had mentioned DMX earlier. So I'm in a bad dad moment here. So Tony has a playlist for wrestling. It's a wrestling playlist only, and he can only listen to in wrestling. And it's got like DMX and Tupac, and it's got the E by the words.
You got to get him in the vibe.
Yeah, I mean, those are his pump songs. He's like-
Wrestling only.
the first time we were on the way to a tournament, because usually him and I get up really early, and then we go to the tournaments, and then Dominique will show up, after.
Right.
But if we go like a little bit of a longer distance or whatever, she'll get up and go with us, right? And we're pulling up to a tournament, and he puts on. He's like, "Dad, put my playlist on." So we put it on, and then he's in the back. He's 10. Oh my gosh, I can't even repeat it because he's DMX just going
That's
in,
so
and he's
funny.
saying all the words, and Dominique, she's like she's seen it go. So I'm like, look, it's just
just
wrestling.
for
It's just
wrestling.
wrestling. It's just wrestling. And then
funny.
we may have put it on a few other times outside of wrestling, and she's like, "This is just for wrestling. Turn it off." It's so funny.
That's funny.
I would say it's also so different for me because I have two big girls that are in college and then two little ones. So
Yeah.
my big girls were listening to Kids Bop and like
Yeah.
praise and worship, and these little girls, like they're like 5, singing Morgan Wallen. Last night I let the liquor talk, and I just remember being like, I don't know. But also in the swim carpool this summer, my coworkers and I had played Gangster's Paradise.
Yes.
And so it was on my Spotify on my phone. So when I get in the car, it just pops back up, right?
And you know every word.
I know every word.
Every word to Gangster.
And so we were on the way to the swim thing, and I'm like, pops up, and they start singing, and I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
You know, everybody should know Gangsta's Paradise.
That's so
Yes.
funny.
Absolutely. All right. Ooh, if you could have one superpower, what would it be?
To read people's minds.
Ooh,
Because
that's a good one.
I just am
Yeah.
type A like that.
What about you?
I don't know. To fly like a bird.
That's mine.
Yeah, it's cool.
That's actually mine. I've always
Mine's, like,
said,
not
like, if there's
cool.
reincarnation stuff, if that stuff's all true, I'm hoping I'm an eagle.
Ooh.
That's what I want.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that's
That'd be cool.
good.
Like, I love bald eagles. And I just think
Yeah.
they're fascinating. And especially,
I totally agree.
I have, like, there are stories that I've heard about. I never knew that much about the bird, but how they, they fly up and then they tear all their wings off. Their
Yeah, my
wings
husband
grow.
told
They
me
get so
that. I
heavy
didn't
or
know
whatever. They have to tear all their wings, all their
Yeah.
feathers out by their beak. And
Yeah.
yeah, it's crazy. It's just nuts
Yeah,
how they.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I know, very wild. I don't know that I could pull. Well, I don't. I kind of have pulled all my hair out, so I'm kind of an eagle.
There you go.
Okay, we'll couple two of these together. So, what's an unusual talent that you have, and tell us something about you that no one would know.
These weren't on my list.
Okay. I can sing. I will not do it. But I'm a classically trained singer.
You're
What? That's
stop it.
awesome.
No, like, no.
That is so cool.
That is
I have not sang in a long time. But yeah, no, like
mommy,
trained.
maybe mama, you
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like trained, all the good stuff.
Wow. Did you? So when did you do? Did you take that in classical singing in college or school or how? Tell me.
Yeah, no. I mean, I've always sang, and then I did my training through middle and high school. I was in choir. I'm an international honor thespian.
That is
wow.
so cool.
But yeah, no. I mean, I've recorded music and all that good stuff.
Get out
I've
of town.
recorded a lot of Taylor Swift.
Of course you
I'm
have.
not joking. I literally was classically trained, and at our recitals, I told my vocal coach, I'm singing Taylor Swift. And she was like, okay, babe, if that's what you want to
awesome.
do.
That is so cool.
I love that.
That's what you got to do.
Karen, something about you that no one would know.
I don't really know. I can
You don't have
find
many
out
mysteries?
anything that you want to know. Just tell me a name, and all of my friends will tell you.
You're the
I
investigator.
am always the private investigator.
She's one of those.
I love it.
Yeah.
We got.
That's
listen,
not very cool, though. I have
That is
cooler
cool.
things, but I can't think of them right now.
All right. Well, if
My
something
Bible
pops in.
streak is up to 2,422 days in a row.
Stop it.
We
Go.
have
many years is that?
346 weeks, 569 days.
That is so good. Good for you.
Wow.
I don't mean it to be boastful. That's
No.
not
But
but
you
I'm
know,
so
here,
excited
hold
about
on.
it.
So, so I'll tell you something. I look at on my Bible app. I look at how many days in the app this year because you know when I mess my streak up. Guess. Take a guess on what day of the week I mess my streak up.
Friday.
Monday?
Huh?
Monday?
Sunday, the holiest day of the freaking week, because I'm at church. I don't
that's
need to read the
awesome.
Bible. I'm going to church today.
That's awesome.
And
that
I
makes sense.
usually won't go to the gym, so I do my Bible study every morning on the treadmill. And so I usually work out. Me and Tony, my 10-year-old's been going
Yeah,
with me. He goes
that's
every single
awesome.
morning, and he does his Bible and Duolingo Spanish, and I do my Bible and Duolingo Spanish, and we do them together, right?
That's so
and
cute.
It
But
is so
Sunday
cute.
we don't work out on Sundays, and I usually almost sometimes
So
I
then
will.
it's out of routine.
It's out of my routine, but I'm going to church, so I don't feel like I need to open my Bible app because I'm at church,
Yeah.
and I'm getting my Jesus that day, and that's it. And Monday morning I get on the deal, I'll look and be like, oh, dang it, I missed this game. And then I flip over, I'm like, but I've been in 257 days
There
this
you
year.
go.
That's good.
That
So
is
I
funny.
literally have only missed Sundays. That's it.
Yeah.
So not every one
and
of
then
them
you're
either.
in church that day anyway. So
Yeah, I know.
You're okay.
It counts.
I'm good.
It counts.
I will also say one thing I found since I started working. My other job was working from home. Now I'm going to the office. I do my Bible app right when I wake up. It's the first thing I make myself look at on my phone before I open anything else
Yeah.
to ensure that I get it. However, on my drives to work, I have learned on John and I'll send each other plans.
Yep.
And then you can hit start
Audio.
reading and then hit the play button and it'll
It reads
read
you
it
the-
to
yeah.
me.
Uh-huh.
And so I can knock out 2 or 3 devotionals in my 20-minute drive.
I love it.
It's amazing.
Yeah, I love it. When I used to work down at Harrisonville, I was running the Ford store down there, Max Ford, and it's a long drive from Liberty to Harrisonville. every
Yeah.
day. I was listening to 2 to 3 to 4 sermons a day, back and forth. And then I ended up getting fired from that job and I started working at Reed, which is 7 minutes down the road. It would take me a week to get through one sermon. I'm like, man, I like my drive. I need my drive
right.
back,
Yeah.
You appreciate that windshield time after you have it for a
Yeah.
while. Okay, last one. Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Both.
Oh, yeah.
Coffee in the morning, sweet tea in the afternoon.
Sweet tea, of course, right?
Sweet tea's good.
That's great. Well, ladies, man, that's about all I got, and I can't thank you guys enough. You guys are special human beings, and there is pain in the purpose, or there's purpose in the pain,
Sure.
right? And you guys are super, super strong women, and just thank you for sharing your story and being vulnerable, and keep
you.
fighting that good fight. And if there's ever anything that I can do, or me and Dominique, and we appreciate your guys' friendships personally, and we think a lot of you guys are special women. So
Thank you so much.
what my favorite ask is, as a mission, as part of our mission as a stronger leader, we're geared more towards the men's side of the ministry. We want to hold men accountable for being better men and try to provide resources and just give men, show them what coolness is and what actual biblical toughness looks like,
Yeah,
and not this
it's
chauvinistic, toxic stuff that we have been taught in our society. But as women, what we want to do is empower you women to hold us men accountable. And I think that you guys actually hold the key to that. And I think that a lot of women have fault in the lack of manhood because a lot of women have taken that servant role and that, the submissive role, but only to a whole nother level, like a toxic submissiveness, right?
Right.
I want you guys to be strong and continue to hold the men in your lives accountable to be better men, and you're going to be raising a young
Yeah, I
man.
know, I
and
can't
so hold him. Dominique does probably a better job with our son than I do in some cases. She'll stand by the door and be like, and make him open the door. Sorry, Mom, and he'll open the door for her. And
I love that.
so it's good stuff. So that's your guys' role in our lives as men, to hold us accountable, build us up, support us, do the things that you guys do as powerful women. So.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank
That's
you.
awesome.
Appreciate
Really
you guys.
appreciate that.
Yeah,
Well,
thank
that's
you
it. So
much.
I'm going to do my little outro here. Well, that's it for episode number 5 of The Stronger Leader. Appreciate you ladies for coming on, and your story was wonderful. Thanks again. We love you, man.
Thank you.
Thank you.